What's up guys, Lvladen here, and today I'm coming at you with a super exciting video. Multi-factor excitement right here. First things first, guys, we did it, or at least we're in the process of doing it. The bug fixes are in play, and you know what that means. Super huge Red Paladin buffs. I'm talking like 35% damage increase to Dawn Lights because of our mastery. And also there were other bugs that I didn't have really any clue about. Apparently mastery was also not affecting Seal the Crusader, I believe, and Sun's avatar. And those are fixed. And what that means is Rhett is straight up, dude, I'm gonna swear some people are gonna be pissed. Rhett is S tier now. Rhett is straight up S tier. We shot from like C or B tier to I'm doing infinite amounts of damage. I can't wait to show you guys some of the BG footage. Obviously the season hasn't really started, so some of what I'm saying is really just exaggerated excitement. But I really do believe at minimum Rhett is going to be A tier, maybe S tier with some of the builds. Granted, by the way, I don't think the Aura Reckoning bug is fixed. I have yet to test it. And the Sacrosanct Crusade bug is yet to be fixed as well. So TBD on those bug fixes, but at least they're aware of some of the problems, and these fixes are getting churned out super fast. On to the next exciting part of the video here, guys. We have a whole huge update to Paladin coming in right here. We're going to take a look at it live. So, Paladin, many talents have changed locations. Holy Ritual, new talent, okay. What is this? And this is, by the way, this is my first time looking at the talents. We're going to go through it live together. Allies are healed when you cast a blessing spell on them and healed again when the blessing spell ends. Excellent. More utility support, I love it. New talent, Worthy Sacrifice. You automatically cast a Blessing of Sacrifice onto allies within 40 yards when they receive damage while below 35% HP, and you are not in a loss of control effect. This effect now activates 100% of Blessing of Sacrifice cooldown. Okay, little weird. This is, you guys remember Legion and Auto Bubble? Well, this is War Within and Auto of Blessing of Sacrifice, I suppose. Probably not something that's going to be used in Arena, because obviously you want to sack the people that you want to sack in Arena. But in BGs or BG Blitz, and maybe you're a new player, great, fantastic. Oh, do my eyes deceive me? What is this? Is this the talent that we've been asking for since Legion? Steed of Liberty. Okay, they're playing with us a little bit right here because of Wings of Liberty, but Steed of Liberty. Steed also grants Blessing of Freedom for 3 seconds. Finally, this is happening. I'm so happy this is in the game. This is literally all I've wanted since Divine Steed was a thing. There it is. There it is. All right. New talent, Eye for an Eye. Melee and ranged attacks. Melee and ranged attackers receive holy damage each time they strike you during Ardent Defender or Divine Protection and Divine Shield. All right, so we're getting a little bit of a Thorns talent. By the way, Eye for an Eye used to be a talent for Ret Paladin way back in the day, and it's kind of cool to see it back. Very interesting. All right, Stoicism. The duration of stun effects on you is reduced by 20%, 10% in PvP. Dude, what? What are these amazing talents? Oh my god. Reduced stun duration flat on paladins? Yes, please. All right, new talent, Wrench Evil. Turn evil cast time is reduced by 100%. Cool. I'm assuming maybe that means that Wrench Evil is no longer a PvP talent. I always thought this was a little bit weird that it was put as a PvP talent, but I mean, great. Feels good, man. I'm super happy to have Wrench Evil back. Maybe that means Turn Evil is baseline, question mark? I don't know. New talent, Stand Against Evil. Turn Evil now affects 5 additional nearby enemies. No way! Dude, I swear. Did I not? Hang on. I think in the last video, we talked about this, where Turn Evil would only really be effective in modern WoW if it was an AoE effect. There it is. Stand Against Evil. Turn Evil now affects 5 additional nearby enemies. Guys, we might actually be able to use Turn Evil again. That is sick. That is so cool. Amazing talent right there. All right, next talent. Righteous Protection. Blessing of Sacrifice now removes and prevents all poison and disease effects. Blessing of Sacrifice now removes and prevents all poison and disease effects. All right, cool. I love that. I always thought it was a little weird that, and I'm wondering if there's some way for us to take cleanse a little bit more reliably in the talent tree. But in PvP, I always liked being able to cleanse off poisons and diseases. But lately, I felt like, one, it's too easy for a lot of classes to reapply them. And then also the value, because, you can't spam cleanse anymore, the value of it decreased. But maybe, just maybe, Blessing of Sacrifice is going to be, the new way that we end up removing diseases and poison. So maybe some good talents against Unholy Death Knights and Assassination Rogues. New talent, Lights, Countenance. Is this supposed to be Continuance? Lights, Countenance? I don't know, guys. I only work in education and I can't pronounce this word. Whatever. The cooldowns of Repentance and Blinding Light are reduced by 15 seconds. Okay, cool. I like that. Sacred Strength, new talent. Holy Power spending abilities are 2% more effective choice node with Divine Purpose. Okay, interesting. I'm not quite sure if maybe this means Divine Purpose is going to get some changes, but a 2% damage increase is cool. Just looking at this without really seeing the whole tree, I don't really see the purpose of this talent, because at least Divine Purpose alters your rotation a little bit. And if you don't want the altered rotation, there are other talent points to spend on passives. So maybe some of the other passives in the tree are going to be removed. Okay, new talent here. Divine Spurs. Divine Seed's cooldown is reduced by 20%, but its duration is reduced by 40%. Interesting. I actually do see value for this talent in PvP, specifically because of the Blessing of Freedom portion. Actually, I can almost guarantee you this is going to be taken because of the Blessing of Freedom portion of Divine Steed, that new talent that we have, Steed of Liberty. And the reasoning is, if you get slowed on your steed right now, it doesn't matter the duration, because it just becomes invalid, right? You get slowed or rooted, and then steed sucks. So even if the duration of steed is being decreased by 40%, we still have at least 3 seconds of steed working. So that is fantastic. Love it. Great to see. All right, new talent here, a Just Reward. After Cleanse successfully removes an effect from an ally, they are healed. Again, more off healing for Ret through its utility. Fantastic. I like the design. It feels good to not just, I feel like when Ret had a lot of off-healing utility, people really hated fighting Ret. So giving it some more utility-based healing where it's not super spammable, but it might add up over the course of a game, I think is a healthier direction for Ret off-healing. So depending on how the cleanse heal is balanced, and also that cleanse Blessing of Sacrifice talent are balanced, this could be a pretty interesting combo. And I already love that most of these talents actually have synergy, whereas some of our other talents in the Paladin tree, such as Touch of Light or Incandescence, or even like, I don't know, Seal of Mercy, they just feel so random and just kind of thrown together. So we'll see how this affects Ret. Obviously, like maybe some of those talents are used in PvE or for the other specs. But here we go. Next talent, new talent, Imperial Ward. Lay on Hands grants the target 100% increased armor for 30 seconds and now ignores healing reduction effects. Yes, that second part is so good. You know what that means, guys? Our 7-minute cooldown is actually going to be valuable in dampening. All right, finally, Lay on Hands. And I know, like, the meme has been, oh, Lay on Hands has busted, Lay on Hands is broken. Guys, that was old Lay on Hands. There was a 10-minute cooldown, 100% heal. You couldn't use it in arena, whatever. If you were a competitive solo shuffle player or arena player where games went into, I don't know, 5 to 7 minutes of dampening, or like 3 to 4 minutes of dampening plus Mortal Strike effects in solo shuffle, Lay on Hands became like a Word of Glory. And Word of Glory used to heal for nothing. So it was really doing like 10% of someone's HP. And this was at a significant portion of the game. So this is a huge talent for Ret and PvP. Fixing Lay on Hands, excellent. All right, next talent here, Light Bearer. 10% of all healing done to you From other sources, heals up to 4 nearby allies divided evenly among them. Very interesting. I like this. Guys, is this unique to Ret? Or I'm sorry, is this unique to Paladin? Has this ever been done in the game before? Like, to me, it kind of sounds like a reverse beacon. A reverse beacon. So that's really cool. I like it. Sweet. Amazing. New talent, Selfless Healer. Flash of Light and Holy Light are 30% more effective on your allies, and 40% of the healing done also heals you. Excellent. This gives us a reason to play Light Celerity again if it's still in the game. I love it. I love off healing on a Ret Paladin. It's, you know, part of the support meta that I always really enjoyed with Paladin. So more off healing, amazing. And by the way, Flash Heal, unless you play the casted version, is not instant cast spammable. So I think this is a healthier turn rather than sticking this as a 30% Word of Glory increase. All right, new talent here, Inspired Guard, Ardent Defender, and Divine Protection. Increase healing taken by 15% for their duration. Excellent, excellent. We love this. We love this. This was actually, so I was actually in the process of compiling a list of PvP talents that I thought could be baked into the game for Ret, because I think the PvP talent tree is in dire need of rework. And actually, this was a talent that I was going to suggest. I didn't include the Ardent Defender portion, but the increasing healing taken by 15% was actually part of the talent. So that's really cool that this is going to be in the game. Great idea, whoever came up with this. All right, so new talent, Holy Reprieve. I feel like I've heard of that before. Your forbearance duration is reduced by 10 seconds. No way. No way, dude. One of the biggest complaints I've seen in the War Within is forbearance duration being 30 seconds. And okay, so right now, part of the problem with forbearance is so many classes have very, very short burst windows or burst CDs. So if you're getting domed by a Windwalker monk with his gang, with his eye for an eye, and then you pop bubble and he runs away and kites, and then as soon as bubble ends, he comes back and he's beating you up with the gang again. You only have to withstand 20 seconds of getting punched in the face. Now it's gonna be 20 seconds rather than 30 seconds. That is amazing. Okay, new talent here, Lights Revocation. Removing harmful effects with Divine Shield heals you for 10% for each effect removed. The heal cannot exceed 30% of your max HP. Divine Shield may now be cast while Forbearance is active? I wonder if this is a choice node with Holy Reprieve. All right. Trying to be as unbiased as possible, this is insane. This is insanely good. I think in modern WoW, this makes sense. I think there's going to be complaints, but in modern WoW, this makes sense, guys. Think about it. What if you were a rogue and you pushed evasion and you couldn't push Cloak of Shadows? Or you pushed Cloak of Shadows, but then you couldn't vanish? Or you were a warrior who went into, I don't know, die by the sword, and then you couldn't swap stances. That's kind of what it feels like. I mean, granted, our forbearance spells are a little stronger than stances, but still, I mean, it's a little bit of a jarring feeling. And I do think this has a place in modern WoW. I do think we're going to see some ice block complaints from mages at some point, but mages are and always have been insane. So we'll take this. We'll take this. Anyways, new talent, Blessed Calling. Allies affected by your blessings have 15% increased move speed. Amazing, absolutely amazing. Maybe Unbound Freedom is leaving us. I don't know. We'll have to see, but pretty cool. All right, new talent, Lead the Charge. Divine Seed reduces the cooldown of 4 nearby allies' major movement abilities by 3 seconds. Your movement speed is increased by 3%. Dude, that's amazing. I love that. Really cool talent. Next talent here, Divine Reach. The radius of your auras is increased by 20 yards. Maybe more of a Holy Paladin thing. But yeah, we'll see. All right, Fist of Justice has been redesigned. The cooldown of Hammer of Justice is reduced by 15 seconds. Oh, dude. The first sad change. But I mean, I guess that's okay. So we'll have a 45-second cooldown stun. It's kind of in line with other classes. My only gripe with this is obviously it's still a magical stun. So in PvP, there's usually, you always have to get a cross CC for the Hammer of Justice. But, you know, after getting all these other talents, I'm not really going to put too much emphasis on, you know, this. It is what it is. All right, next talent. Sanctified Wrath has been redesigned. Now increases the duration of Avenging Wrath and causes its respective specialization effect. Was able to be its own spell. Sanctified Wrath. Hang on. What is Sanctified Wrath? Sanctified. Yeah, that's not in the ret tree anymore. That used to be in the... Or, I'm sorry, that's not in the Paladin tree for ret anymore. I feel like it used to be. But, okay. Cool. Maybe it's just another version of Divine Wrath. I don't know. Consecrated Ground is now a class tree talent. Okay, cool. I feel like that makes sense. Maybe it's going to be applied from, I don't know, Avenger Shield for Prod and maybe Holy Shock for Holy. Who knows? Auras of the Resolute now additionally teaches the Paladin Crusader aura. I don't know what Auras of the Resolute is, but cool. Seasoned Warhorse is now a passive learned at level 40, and Judgment damage increases by 10%. Judgment cooldown has been reduced by 1 second. All right, interesting. I feel like, wait a minute, hang on. Is this even a talent? Because this is just in the talent tree, right? Yeah, Justification. It is in the talent tree. Justification, Judgment damage increased by 10%. Okay, maybe this is just a baseline passive. All right, next up. Hammer of Justice base cooldown is reduced to 45 seconds, was 60. Okay, now we can be happy again about the other change. A 30-second Hammer of Justice, I can get behind that. That's what it used to be before they reworked Hammer of Justice into the Holy Power reduction. It used to be like a 30-second cooldown on a 30 or 40 yard range at different points in different expansions. All right, Avenging Wrath now increases critical strike chance by default. Excellent. Great. I wonder if they're going to touch Crusade or anything. Okay. Unbound Freedom now additionally targets a nearby ally by default if you cast Blessing of Freedom on yourself. Okay. More assistance to the average PvPer or PvEer. Interesting. Guys, if you don't know, I have 3 binds for Blessing of Freedom. I have a mouse over plus self bind. I have a party 1 and party 2. So if you're not like an insanely dexterous person on the keyboard, these are good changes for the average player. All right, so next up, Light Forge Blessing now heals for 3% of max health for all specializations. Was 1% for Holy, 2% for Protection and Retribution. Okay. It's so funny that like this talent is iterated on so frequently and I never touch it. I never ever touch that. But maybe this is good. Maybe there's going to be some spammable Divine Storm build that Light Forward Blessing is good with. So we'll see. Of Dusk and Dawn, Blessing of Dawn's effect has been increased to 10% for Prot and Ret and 5% for Holy Paladins. Isn't it already 10%? I could be wrong, but I thought it was already 10%. Divine Toll's icon has been updated. Interesting. Okay, maybe it's a little bit less Kyrian-y now. The following talent points are 1 point. Fist of Justice and Holy Aegis. Okay. And then Vengeful Wrath is 2 talents? I wonder if that means they're going to buff it. I hope that means they're going to buff it. And then Zealot's Paragon as well. Okay, so I wonder if that means they're going to buff Vengeful Wrath. So what Vengeful Wrath is, guys, if you don't remember, it's Hammer of Wrath deals 50% increased damage to enemies below 35%. If this isn't a buff with 2 talent points, I'll just never run this talent, I don't think, unless it's like an easy to pick up talent. The following talents have been removed. Seal the Crusader. No one's going to miss Seal the Crusader, I don't think. Vanguard's Momentum for Holy. Okay. Golden Path. Goodbye, Golden Path. Goodbye, Strength of Conviction. Goodbye, Fading Light. Guys, Fading Light was OP for 3 weeks, and then it got Omega nerfed in both PvE, and then further nerfed in PvP, and then no one ever chose it. So, good riddance. Good riddance. Seal of Order. Okay. Now we're a little sad. But just kidding. I really don't think we're going to miss Seal of Order. It was 10% CDR on our generators. Not that big a deal. Actually, maybe that's why they buffed of Dusk and Dawn, Blessing of Dawn effect up here, because I think it's 20% with the secondary effect from Seal of Order. Okay, so that makes sense. Seal of Mercy, goodbye. Touch of Light, passive, goodbye. Incandescence, goodbye. And Avenging Wrath, might, goodbye. I wonder if this is on the Ret side. So if we only can choose Avenging Wrath or Crusade, I suppose we will we'll have to find out as soon as the PTR is out. All right, I'm not going to cover Lightsmith. I know nothing about other specs at the moment, and I do have a special prop Paladin video in the works cooking up for you guys, a little bit of prop PvP because we've had several requests, but I do think that's going to take a little bit longer because I have taken a break from prop Paladin. Back in the day, guys, I did troll around, mess around. We were at one point in time in our history, in our lore, we were a 2400 arena prop Paladin abuser. But actually, I think when I played prot, it wasn't that good. I don't think it was that good. It was just like better than red. All right. And next up here, we have Shield of the Righteous damage increased by 20%. Okay, odd. And then Word of Glory healing increased by 10%. We take these. We take these. I mean, even after the buffs to Word of Glory, it still is not healing as much as other hybrid healers. But still, this is great to see. And I do think each little buff it gets is going to put it back on top. My only thing is I really don't like the mana cost. However, if they continue to increase Word of Glory's healing, I do think that a mana cost would likely be a required trade-off. Okay, I think that's about it. Unless we have, actually, let me scroll down. Do we have PvP changes as well? Maybe we do. Ooh, lots of Shaman changes. Lots of Shaman changes. Enhancement, I love Enhancement. Enhancement's my only other level 80. You know what? One thing that would be insane in this patch, since they're redoing Ascendance, is to see what if they brought back Wind Fury? What if they brought back Wind Fury? That'd be insane. Elemental. Like the animation for it. Enhancements. I'll do a separate, oh wait, Doom Winds. I'll do a separate video on this in the future. Looks like they're getting a lot of updates here. Wait, Wind Fury. Wind Fury attacks now have... No way! No way! Wind Fury weapon attacks now have an animation, sound, and visual impact, and same with Doom Winds. Dude, are they actually bringing it back? No freaking way. I don't believe it. Guys, today is literally Christmas. We got Linkin Park is back. We have Rhett overhauls. And now we have Wind Fury back. That's amazing. All right, what was I even doing? Okay, PvP changes... oh wow, they actually do have Paladin PvP changes. Okay, so new PvP talent, Spellbreaker. Eye for an Eye now also triggers at 100% effectiveness from magic damage. Eye for an Eye's damage is increased by 150% in PvP combat. Really interesting. Okay, depending on how this is balanced, I could definitely see this being a go-to staple spell. This is more impactful than a talent like a passive talent like Lawbringer or Luminescence. I do think, if anything, feel free, like Blizzard, feel free to remove the majority of the passive percent-based spells from the PvP talent tree. Things like Luminescence are, I feel like, even though it's an aura effect, and I do like the fact that, you know, I did just talk about the aura where paladins are healed and then the people around them are healed. That's really cool. But Luminescence at this point is only 2%, and I feel like it's not impactful enough to really be an exciting PvP talent. Not that means everything has to be exciting, but it's just so passive that, I don't know, it's time to move on from Luminescence. And same with Lawbringer. Lawbringer is now 2%. There was a point in time where I thought Lawbringer had an impactful... it was impactful enough to warrant target swapping, but that also felt really weird. It was only advantageous in Battlegrounds. It became like a maintenance thing, but now that it's 2%, I feel like it's not super worthwhile to be swapping around your judgments, and I think that talent could go as well and would not be missed. And PSA, please fix Aura Reckoning still. It is still broken. Looking forward to the fixes. All right, so Wrench Evil PvP talent has been removed. Wrench Evil... Well, I guess it was removed and then put into the talent tree. So that's really, really cool. Amazing. Holy Divine Plea, blah, blah, blah. That's cool. Prop Paladin, blah, blah. Dude, no way. Bear the Burden. Word of Glory's mana cost is reduced by 100%, 100% and now reduces the cooldown of Blessing of Freedom by 2% when cast, but its healing is reduced by 50% when cast on allies. Prop PvP is back. Prop PvP is back. Excellent. Excellent. All right, definitely going to be making the prop videos. And lastly here, new PvP talent, Ultimate Retribution. Mark an enemy player for Retribution after they kill an ally within your active aura. If the marked enemy is slain within 12 seconds, cast Redemption on the fallen ally. All right, so I guess we're sticking around with Ultimate Retribution. But I suppose now it's just gonna be within like your devotion or something. So that is cool. This isn't a talent that I don't think we'll see competitive play, but maybe for the casual player in BGs or who knows? Actually, guys, BG Blitz could see Ultimate Retribution use. It could. When this talent makes a comeback, it really could. All right. It's been a while. This has been a 25-minute long excited rant. Super exciting changes to Ret, guys. I've been a little bit busy with work lately, and when I got home from work today around 5:30, 6 o'clock, we had to watch the new Linkin Park concert. Linkin Park is back, my favorite band of all time. New lead singer, new music. She sounds amazing. But back to World of Warcraft here. Yeah, I mean, this is awesome. And by the way, for anyone that didn't know, Linkin Park at one point did play at BlizzCon, which is pretty sick. All right, guys, if you enjoyed my videos, feel free to drop a like, subscribe, follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.